That one's pretty easy to recognize, though. Sure
I
is.
doubt it. I doubt if anybody recognized most of what we say. Ooh.
We can only hope. Hello. This is Brian White. Welcome to Season 1, Episode 19 of Celebrity Souls Speak, Jimi Hendrix. My wife Rene is a medium, and I've been a radio personality for over 50 years. The other side established communication with us because they wish to stay in touch with this dimension. They know I truly love and respect music and the artists that perform it, and Rene is a huge music fan as well. We started this podcast and have been interviewing celebrities that have passed over. We're giving them a platform, and they have a lot to say, and we're in contact and passing along their thoughts.
Hi,
There's a Brenda Vaccaro voice.
Oh, my God. Hi, this is Rene. Johnny Allen Hendrix, Jimmy to his friends and fans, was born in Seattle in 1942. In 1961, Jimmy left home to enlist in the United States Army and earned the Screaming Eagles patch for the Paratroop Division. After being discharged due to an injury he received during a parachute jump, Jimmy began working as a session guitarist under the name Jimmy James. By the end of 1965, Jimmy had played with several marquee acts, including Ike and Tina Turner, Sam Cooke, the Isley Brothers, and Little Richard. Self-taught, he doesn't read music, which allowed him to concentrate even harder on the music he heard. The highlight of his career was at Monterey International Pop Festival in 1967, where he performed Wild Thing, and he experienced gained overnight fame and became one of the most popular touring acts in the world.
I saw the Jimi Hendrix Experience at Newport in 1969 at Devonshire Downs. Never before or after had I ever heard a guitar fill the air like Jimmy's did. Totally amazing. We were mesmerized, and the colors are still with me. Nothing like it.
Colors?
The colors.
Colors are with you?
Well, you know, the colors on stage on Jimmy and his guitar were just
you on
like...
drugs?
Of course. It was 1969. Newport.
Okay. Well, hi, Jimmy. So great to meet you. We've spoken briefly before. I would love to talk about your life and death. Jimmy says, yes, I know who you are. I remember having a brief conversation with you. Yes, I would like that. I don't know what people really think of me. I said, I can tell you that they love you. There was some confusion after you died as to whether it was intentional or not, but I believe that most understand that you took some sleeping pills and didn't know how strong they were. You died. Jimmy says, that's what happened. I was having trouble sleeping, and she gave me some pills, and I took all of them. I didn't know. I just fell asleep, and when I woke up, I was here. I didn't have the tunnel or any of the other out-of-body experiences. I just woke up here. I was confused at first, had no idea what was happening. And then I started seeing people that I knew were dead, and I realized, well, I must be too. It was hard at first because this came out of nowhere. Not like I committed suicide or something. I had no intention to leave. My life was just taken off. I couldn't understand why I was here. And then when I went into Life Review, where it was all explained to me, well, you get the big picture. Then I understood. I heard what you said. My Star Spangled Banner from Woodstock is your favorite song of all time. I'm honored. I'm so honored that people still care about my music.
You know, I worked at a radio station in the early 70s that played your version of the national anthem as their sign-on and their sign-off every day. We thought it was really cool.
I don't care how many times I hear that. Every time I hear it, I get goosebumpies. It's an amazing piece of music from a very talented musician, and also my family grew up right down from Fort McHenry. In fact, I could see the gates from my grandmother's porch. When I was doing a family history search, I found out that many of my relatives had fought in the different wars to keep us free. But that's the two things that I think of, when I hear that song.
Wow.
It's an amazing song. Brings up great thoughts. Well, Jimmy, back to you. What did you learn from your time here? Jimmy says, I think the most important thing I learned is to be true to yourself. So many people tried to control me. It was awful. I just wanted to be myself and make music. I don't know if I would have stayed in music had I lived longer. It was pretty awful. Although I love music and love to perform, it's not how I wanted to live.
You know, it shows that you love music. It's obvious in your guitar playing. Plus, pretty good voice, too.
Yeah, I agree. Love Jimmy's voice.
Mm-hmm.
What would you tell someone about becoming a rock star? Jimmy says, I would never tell anyone not to follow their dream. You should try, and if it doesn't work out, you should admit it and move on. Jimmy says he's not sure where his talent came from. Good question. It just happened. I don't think about it. It just comes out of me. You
know, most creative people don't know where the inspiration comes from. I believe they are secretly mentored from the other side.
Well, that's no secret. I mean, I've told you that. That's what I've been told.
Well, no, not everyone believes that.
Well, I believe it. That's all I care about.
Okay.
I believe what I'm doing. I believe I'm speaking to these people, and I believe that they want a voice here, and they found a voice in us. I don't know if other people have not wanted to do this for them, or maybe nobody's ever thought of it before. But they seem very eager for us to continue what we're doing. They enjoy it, and they want to stay in touch with us here for some unknown reason. I don't know why they want to bother.
Unfinished business, maybe.
I guess. But it's all a matter of what you believe. So you believe it, fine. If you don't, I don't care. Jimmy, what are you learning from your experience there? Good question. I know you don't understand our existence, and you will someday, but not right now. It is hard to relate your life in this new life, and all these things that I thought were so important when I was there are so silly now. None of it really mattered. What matters is how you choose to live your life. What matters are the choices you make. I made some good choices and some bad choices. I didn't realize how much effect those choices had on my whole life. One decision changes the whole course of your life. So we get signals that we interpret incorrectly, and they're dark, and there are dire consequences. That's a little scary to me.
Yeah, just to think that one simple little decision could just throw a wrench in your whole life.
Well, it's like you decide whether to go into this bar or that bar, and, maybe the person who you were actually supposed to meet was in the other bar, but you went into the other bar, and you missed that opportunity.
Of a lifetime.
Or you could go into the bar, and then you see each other and be like, yeah, okay. Well, Jimmy's waiting for us to finish this. Hey, Jimmy, were you afraid? Of course, at first, then I realized how good it was, and it all fell into place. Be confident in yourself, no matter what. I know it's hard, but that doesn't matter. If you want to be successful, you've got to lose the fear. Lose the humanness. Think like you're immortal and you're special. People just don't know it yet, but you must have the confidence in the universe that things will go as they should, and you have no control over it. You have to let go of your skepticism and ride with the wave. There's so many things you can't change.
It brings meaning to looking into your soul. If you listen closely to your inner self, you'll be guided in the right direction. You must believe.
Well, you know what I say. It's the whispers. Listen to the whispers, because that's the voice of those who know better than we do. Always listen to those little whispers. You get them all the time.
I do all day long.
People tune them out. People say, stop. I've got to do this. I've got to, do this with this project, or I've got to do that for my job, or I've got to go take the kids to lunch. You can still think about it. Don't just totally dismiss it.
No, I don't. That's why I'm so...
A lot of people do. They're not in tune.
No, you got to listen to it. There's a reason why it's happening.
They're not in tune with what our life and the way that we live our life with our soul. They don't get it.
Maybe we're helping.
I hope so, because it took me a long time. And, I'm 64 years old, and it took me that long to figure it out. I mean, I've lived my life just totally blind and just feeding my ego and being a human being. And then one day I realized, hey, there's more here than just what you're doing. You need to think about the important shit in your life. All right, well, that was fun. Hey, is there anything I can relay to mankind for you, Jimmy? He said, don't take pills unless you know what they are. Yeah, they all need to stop. This life is not about you. It's about what you contribute to mankind. It's about using your life for the betterment of mankind. What are you doing for the betterment? And I said, I think this podcast is very valuable for both sides of this dimension.
Yeah, we're trying to bring awareness to everyone who listens to music, and they need to know the truth.
They do.
Yeah.
And they need to know that these people that they worshipped, which I'm one of them, I worship all of them. I mean, these are the people of my life. We care. We care about what they did when they were here, the gift that they gave. I most of my life, and I think everybody feels the same way, you have occasions where a song, something will hit. It's like you went somewhere and it reminds me of something I did, and this song will just come into your head, and it's like, oh my God, that's a song from my life. I mean, all right.
Well, Jimmy, this has been a purple haze of a conversation. May we speak again? Sure, anytime, Jimmy says.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks for joining us. Join Celebrity Souls Speak on Facebook at facebook.com/The Celebrity Souls Speak. And check out Renee's blog at commonsenseinwilmingtonnc.blogspot.com. Sense spelled CENTS.